that kind of led to voice commercials and then animation. And in the beginning, I think in the beginning of your voice career, there's more chance of you getting like ADR work than prelay work. It's a little harder to land the prelay series. So that's where I started. But I'd say the prelay stuff is a lot more fun. Like we were saying, you have the latitude to create a character. And for me, it's like, when they hand you the character for the first time, most of the time they have a sketch of the character. And for me, it's kind of instant where I'll decide, okay, that's what I think this character sounds like. They always give you a written description too. For me, the visual is the most important thing. Like, that's what this character is going to sound like, in my opinion. And also, if the character's 10 feet tall and 800 pounds, like, I'm probably not the guy. There's people with like deep baritone voices that will nail it and it will sound the way it looks. So I think I'm probably going on too long.
But did you love anime? Were you an anime fan before you voiced anime?
I was a cartoon fan. I grew up in an era where there wasn't a ton of anime on TV. It kind of exploded kind of in the mid to late 90s, I'd say, around that time, and I kind of got into it when I was working in it. So I wasn't exposed to it a lot as a kid. It was just, we'd wake up Saturday morning and watch whatever cartoon they gave us. That was it.
I got into voice acting because I love acting. Voice acting was just another opportunity to act, right? With just a different set of tools. I'd always loved acting and theater and on camera and stuff since I was very young. And a friend of mine in Houston 20-some years ago said, hey, you should go and audition for this place. They're looking for actors. And that was all I needed to hear. I didn't know if they paid you. I didn't care. I just loved acting. So I went and auditioned, and that's how I got into voice acting. And as far as anime is concerned, I loved Speed Racer when I was a little boy, and I had no idea that it was anime. I mean, I was a little kid. And all I knew was it didn't look like Bugs Bunny. It didn't sound like Scooby-Doo. It was weird and different in its own unique way, and I loved it. My friend and I used to run around when we were kids imitating Speed Racer and Pops Racer and Chim Chim and Spritle and all of them, and had no clue that so many years later I would actually get to be a part of anime voice acting as well. But it was basically a love of acting that led to voice acting.
We delineated between the funny cartoons and the cartoons that were serious and had stories. So we didn't know that it was anime. Battleship Yamamoto, G-Force, Speed Racer, of course. And then I got into college, and we had like a super cool video store in Chicago, and it had one wall with anime, like Cowboy Bebop and Akira and like a whole bunch of really cool ones. And we would try to watch anime series, but you'd finally get the episode 1 through 4, and you'd watch the first 4 episodes, and then it'd be months and months and months before you'd end up at the store when 5 through 8 were there. So we became frustrated with series in college, and we just started watching all the standalone films. So Akira was the first one that blew my mind. And I was like, I didn't realize art could do this. This is amazing. But still, I was in school for acting. Never even conceived that there were actors doing the voices. I was focused on TV, film, and theater. And then I was in a theater company, and a buddy came in and he was like, hey, you should go audition for this Dragon Balls thing. And I was like, Dragon Balls? That sounds weird. And he was like, it's Japanese anime. And I'm like, okay, so it's definitely weird.